With Martin Luther King Jr. Day coming up on Monday, we are looking ahead to the national holiday by featuring a local event to commemorate his legacy.
It is the Martin Luther King Jr. Day Writing Competition, which is sponsored by Carnegie-Mellon University. There's an event on Monday featuring the work of area students.
We heard earlier from two of those students, Paloma Sierra and Alaya Roberts, and now we want to hear from one other winner, Serena Gillian, an undergrad at CMU, along with CMU professor and awards founder Jim Daniels. It's a lot of names to get out, but I'm glad you're all here with us.
Yes.
So, Professor, we want to start with you because this has been going on for 21 years, you said.
Yeah.
A lot of people enter this. Can you talk about that?
Sure. Particularly on the high school level, we continue to try and expand, and this year we had entries from 25 area high schools, which is the most we've ever had before.
Incredible.
And, you know, hundreds of entries. And so one of the things we do is we give a best of school award to the best entry from every school that enters.
And how do you decide that? That has to be incredibly difficult, even just hearing two of the entries.
Oh yeah, it is difficult. And with the high school judging, we have some CMU students who help do some of the preliminary judging for us.
That's great.
So every piece gets read by at least a couple of different people, and we have a process to get a lot of voices involved.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Serena, you were telling us earlier sort of how Martin Luther King Jr. has inspired you, but let's hear some of your essay, because you wrote an essay and you are a CMU student, right?
Yes, yeah, of course. I could definitely do that.
Okay, thank you for
So-
sharing with us.
This is an excerpt from about the middle of the piece, so I don't want to give it all away.
Okay.
But so here it goes. We were eventually seated in another booth and, feeling humiliated, spent our dinner trying to fathom why this group of people felt that they were entitled to whatever they wanted. One theory came up again and again as we sat picking at the food we had initially planned on demolishing. Is it because Dad isn't with us? My meat sauce congealed and grew cold as we tried to express the injustice we felt to one another.
Does this writing competition give you a chance to have a voice where you get to say some things that are really important that others need to hear?
Yeah, definitely. Especially gave me the courage to talk about these little things. Like lots of times, especially in the news and stuff like that, you see all these stories about these huge events that happen to people. They're so devastating, but there are these really small things like this that really affect people too. So this is a great platform for me to really talk about those things and share it with other people.
I find myself feeling a bit sad that we're still hearing about these incidents, that people are still having to go through these experiences, but also proud that there are people who have a voice, who are standing up and saying these things. How does it make you feel to have this event, to be able to share what you've written?
For me, it just makes me feel just like grateful and just inspired by other people too, just like hearing each other's stories and just like seeing other people's cultures and how they go through everyday life, you know, experiencing that.
Yeah, would you agree with that? I mean, it gives you a chance to have a voice that's heard by many, many more people, right?
I think more importantly, it gives you an opportunity to hear other stories and know that you're not alone in this experience.
Right.
Yeah, how important is that always, to know you're not alone?
Yeah.
So you guys are all holding this, and this is for the event, which is coming up on Monday. There will be readings and a lot more activities planned for the day.
Oh yeah, we have some of the drama, musical theater students performing,
Great.
and some students are going to perform Paloma's play. We have food. If you can't make it, and I encourage you to try and make it, on our website we do have copies of all the winning entries for people to read, because we want to get more and more people involved and to hear. I mean, you just heard some of these samples of these great pieces, and we want to reach as wide an audience as we can.
Yeah.
But what a cool thing to hear right from your mouth. So thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing. We really appreciate it. And come hear all the winning selections in this year's Martin Luther King Jr. Day Writing Awards. It is on the CMU campus on Monday. Now, the reception begins at 4:30. The awards start at 5 in the Rangos Ballroom, and it is all free and it's open to the public.